When I was a young, small girl, I read a lot of books. When I was at that age, I tried reading Stephen King, but he was too scary for me, so I gave up. And then once I was 12 to 15, I tried Stephen King again, couldn't get into the stories, I gave up. In my 20s, I started working in a bookstore and I started reading again. And naturally, I gave Stephen King another try and I still couldn't get into the stories. So I thought Stephen King just isn't for me. That's okay. You can't like every author. However, I really enjoy reading horror books. I actually even made a whole YouTube channel that you're watching right now all around horror books. You would think that I would enjoy Stephen King's books. Today I'm here to give Stephen King another try. As you may know, Stephen King has written a lot of books. If you count all of his short stories as well and all the novellas, then he has written more than 100 stories. So that's kind of overwhelming. A lot of his books are linked together as well. Some of the stories are different stories, but they take place in the same universe, or characters from older books make an appearance in a new book. There's a lot of Easter eggs to be found in his books, which is why I thought I'm gonna try to read Stephen King's books again in publication order. In this video I'm going to be reading the first book Stephen King has ever written, which is Carrie. If you're new here, hi, my name is Donate, this is The Horror Shelf, and on this YouTube channel I like to talk about creepy books. If you are also into horror books or books in general, or into Stephen King and you just want to follow my journey, please consider subscribing, please like this video. Let's just get into it. Let's get into Carrie. That sounded wrong. As a big horror fan, surprisingly, I have never watched the movie Carrie. And I have also never read the book, obviously. However, I do know what the story is about. In case you don't know, which maybe there is one person out there who doesn't know what Carrie is about. It's about this teenage girl who gets bullied. She finds out that she has a certain power where she can move objects with her mind. At some point, she uses these powers to take revenge on her bullies. And that's Carrie. So in this video, I'm gonna be reading this and I'm gonna see if I maybe do actually like Stephen King. And if I do, I will make this little video series where I will read Stephen King books in publication order. So let's see if I enjoy this. I know that Stephen King is like greatly amazing author, but some of these sentences, Miss Desjardins, their slim, non-breasted gym teacher. Non-breasted. Also, the girls had been playing volleyball in period 1, and their morning sweat was light and eager. Their morning sweat was light and eager. What the fuck do you mean? Sometimes it's just when a book is written by a man, you can notice. What do you mean, non-breasted gym teacher? Non-breasted. Okay, let's keep going. I am 1/3 of the way through Carrie right now, as you can see. So far, it's been sad. I didn't expect it to be this sad. Of course, I've had the opening scene, which I think I could tell you. It's like the first beginning scene of the book. It's where Carrie is in the locker room after gym class and she's in the shower and she gets her period for the first time. And she doesn't know what a period is, starts freaking out. She has been bullied by basically everyone. So the girls in the locker room start bullying her for getting her period, which was so horrible. It was really, really sad. Carrie gets sent home because she is in so much pain and she got her period for the first time, which is quite distressing in itself. Basically, it turns out that her mother is extremely religious, like to the point that it's bordering mental illness. She kind of abuses Carrie in the name of religion, like verbally abuses her and makes her sit in a closet as punishment and etc etc. Yeah, so her mom is really abusive. So Carrie just doesn't get a break. Like she's being bullied at school and then essentially she's also being bullied by her mom at home. So far, the book has been really like pressing, like sad. You just feel really bad for Carrie for everything that's happening to her. She's just a teenage girl. She's so young and her life is just miserable. You know, she hates herself and the book is working up to like the main scene, which is the scene that everyone knows the story Carrie for, and it's working up to that scene, but you already get like newspaper snippets throughout the book of this scene and what happened and why it happened, kind of like you're reading a documentary in a way, while also switching back to the story happening, which is really interesting. I'm quite enjoying that. I read in the reviews that a lot of people also don't enjoy that part, those like interview or documentary-esque scenes. I'm kind of enjoying it. It feels like I'm watching a, I don't know, true crime documentary or something, even though it's completely fictional. I'm honestly surprised that I'm enjoying it, because what I remember from trying to read Stephen King before is that his writing style was just not gripping me or something. I always felt entertained the first few chapters and then I got bored, but so far I've been really locked in. I'm really enjoying it, so I guess that's good news for my Stephen King journey. That's my update so far. I'm gonna continue reading, see how far I can come today. Maybe I can finish it, I don't know. I mean, it's quite a fast read as well, also because this is a pocket edition. This book is tiny. That's my update so far. I'll see you later. Okay, honestly, so far, I am quite enjoying that the teachers and the school headmaster, I'm not sure if that's the right term, but that they are defending Carrie, trying to punish her bullies. That's nice. Maybe a little bit unrealistic as someone who has been bullied, but that's kind of satisfying that they are defending her. And also, I grew up quite religious, at least my parents were, and some of these things, that how Carrie feels about the Lord, you know, religion, Christianity, Jesus, you name it. It's kind of like I kind of recognize it with how I felt when I was young. I think that's done really well. The whole religion part and quite extreme, and you know how hard it is to deal with that when you're young, and how she feels alone even though her mother tells her that Jesus loves her, etc. It's done really well. Am I liking a book by Stephen King right now? Am I enjoying Stephen King? What's happening? What's happening? Anyway, see you later. Almost halfway through. And Carrie's mom is insane. That's a horrible person. She's just literally abusing her daughter physically and mentally. It's horrible. It's so sad. No, it's a new day. I did not finish Carrie in one sitting, unfortunately. However, I am halfway through, more than halfway through actually, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really an easy read. I think maybe my problem with Stephen King before is that I read it in my native language, which is Dutch, so I always read the translated versions, and maybe it's just better for me to read it in the original language, which is English. Wow, what a breakthrough. Who would have thought? I can't believe I couldn't come up with that myself before starting this video. Anyway, I'm halfway through the book. The scene where I'm now is like right before the prom. Carrie just arrived at the prom. She wasn't expecting to go to the prom, but then one of her bullies felt bad for Carrie and she tried to make things right by getting her very popular boyfriend to ask Carrie to go to the prom with him. That's what happened. Carrie made her own dress. Slay girl. That's impressive. And yeah, she's now at the prom. And I do know what is gonna happen because I know the story, even though I've never read it or watched the movie. So, I have certain expectations for what I'm about to experience in this book. That's okay. I mean, I'm still really enjoying it. It's really an easy read. I really did not expect this book to feel so like such a breeze to read through. I am also really enjoying the news snippets because it really makes it feel like a documentary. But I think I said that before. So yeah, anyway, that's my little update on Carrie. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend and then I can finish this video and tell you what I think. And I do have a little spoiler for you, not about the book, but I went to a vintage book market last weekend and I tried looking for the next book that was published by Stephen King, his second book, which is Salem's Lot. But I couldn't find it there. But, that's how much I'm enjoying Carrie. I'm literally looking for the next Stephen King book to read, so that's good news, I think. That's my little update. I will hopefully finish this soon and talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hello, it's another day again, and I'm glad to inform you that I finished Carrie. I did it! The first Stephen King book that I ever finished in my life on this earth. And honestly, I think it might have really been the translation issue that was bothering me before with Stephen King. Because all the Stephen King books that I tried were the translated Dutch versions. And this one is the first one that I read that is in English. And I enjoyed it so much more. I really thought it was a fun book. I think it also is quite a sad story. Because, Carrie, our main character, gets bullied a lot. And essentially the main event is like her tipping point. Where she got bullied so bad that she retaliates. So essentially it's quite a sad story. It's really an iconic story as well. So I'm glad I finally read it. And I will be picking up the next book that Stephen King wrote, which is Salem's Lot. I'm gonna see if I can find it secondhand maybe, because I prefer buying books secondhand. If not, I'll buy it new. It's fine. Only thing that kind of fell flat for me was the ending, because let me put that book down. The whole book, you're building up to this main event, which probably everyone in the world knows what the main event is, but so you know what to expect, and the story is building up to it, and then it finally happens, but then you still have a little bit of the book to go, and it's like, okay, the whole build-up happens. Now what? And it's just stories of other characters, how they experienced the event and how they're dealing with the aftermath, kind of. And then it closes off with something that one of Carrie's bullies experiences. The very, very, very last sentence of the book just fell flat for me. I was like, for me, it wasn't really necessary, but you have to figure that out for yourself if you read the book, what you think of the ending. I'm glad I finally read a freaking Stephen King book. Now I kind of get the hype. I kind of do. However, I need to read more of his works to find out if I am a Stephen King girly or not. Because maybe I am. Maybe my whole life was a lie. Maybe I was just thinking, no, he's not for me, and all the while I was missing out. Could very possibly be true. So I just want to know, have you read Carrie? Are you a Stephen King girly or guy or gay? They, them, whatever. Let me know, or do you not like Stephen King? Why do you not like Stephen King? What are your guys' opinions on his books? And I hope to see you in the next video, and possibly maybe in the future a video where I try to read Salem's Lot. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my little video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, share this video with your fellow Stephen King enjoyers or haters. Or someone you're trying to convince that Stephen King write good books or whatever. See you in the next one. Bye bye.